Hi, I'm Patrick from Patchworks, and this is my latest creation, Whimsy, and I'm now looking for a buyer. I've done things a little differently this time, and I've left options in the build. So I didn't want to complete things or make choices when somebody else was going to live in it. I've been living on the road for 7 years now, and it's currently in my van that was built specifically for me, and it is such a joy to live in, and it maximizes my life, and that's really what I want to create for somebody else. If I'm doing this and I'm using these resources and I'm making this my life to build these creations, the people that are in it, I want them to live the same way I do. So I left options, and it's going to come with a lot of my favorite gear, which is also very cool, but I'll get into that later as well. For now, in this video, I just kind of want to give you a quick tour of the whole thing and explain what the options are, what you could choose, and what this might end up looking like, as well as tell you the upgrades. Can you tell it's hot in here with all the fans off? Yeah, upgrades. So there's options like this that could be a desk or a closet or a display case for your creepy porcelain dolls or something like that. And then there's upgrades like a roof deck. If you want a roof deck, I can add that on. And we can make that happen. If you don't want to do that and you want to save on that cost, it doesn't have to be done, and you can take it without a roof deck. So there'd be options where you have to make a choice, and then upgrades which are optional. I know that's confusing, but that's why I'm explaining it. I hope you understand. So we'll start here at the front in the doorway. Got a nice little trash can, a beautiful divider, goes up to a handle and dimmer switches. Those are for the main lights and these booth lights. They go very bright and very soft and look very good. This swivel table is possibly the most beautiful piece of wood I've ever seen. It's like strawberry. It's so nice. It swivels out. It'll be a great little place for a laptop, or to eat your breakfast or your lunch. And then you'll have that view, or this view. God, it's really cool. All right, this swivels off, just swivels off, and we'll store it behind there. And then this pole, when it doesn't have anything on it, is actually really good for hanging stuff to dry. It can go over the step, so everything drips into the step. Or if you have your door open, it can swing outside and dry in the sun. I have the same setup in my van. You'll see that a lot in this build. I've been doing this for 7 years, and I know what works for me and what works well. And this pole really works well. And looks very, very good. That's a hammock. You can hang a hammock in here. Here, I'll show you now since we're already looking at it. You just clip that there. And then you clip this over here. And now you have a hammock in your van. Because I have a hammock in my van. And I love my hammock in my van. Alright. Hammock goes away, and we'll move on to this bench booth thingy setup. It is super cool. It's a very cool shape. This bench is wider than this bench, and it all flows down, and then it also turns into one long bench or a guest bed, and then stores a whole bunch of stuff. So in here, which is going to lead us to some more options, is the Anchor. This whole thing is powered by an Anchor powerhouse. I've built all my own electrical systems for my last 15-something vans, and at this point the technology is so good in here that this makes more sense, especially for somebody that might not want to go full tilt into learning all the electrical. You don't have to. It's all put together. It's all taken care of. You have a giant display with all the ports that you need. And if you're not using this fan full time or all the time, and you're just going camping or running events or who knows what, you can take that Anchor out and use it for a million other things. You'll be able to charge it while you're driving, and there's an AC plug on the outside, so you can just plug it into a house outlet or extension cord or something like that. And then if you want solar panels, we can add those as well, but that can't be decided until we know if you want a roof deck or not. If this gets confusing, it's all going to be written out, so just bear with me for now. I've taken 1,000 takes already, and I'm just trying to get it done. This is a big old slider storage compartment under there. And then this is for a Cuddy composting toilet. There's a drawer down here for drawer things, and then this top comes down, which will leave a place for your feet. This top comes up, and the Cuddy goes in there. I use the Cuddy toilet in my van. It's great. They're really good people. One fits in there perfectly, and it's built specifically for that. So you'll have a composting toilet no matter what. That comes with the van. This all closes up. For now, this piece of wood provides pressure because the final clasps and stuff are not in. And it goes back into there. Alright, then we have this freaking beautiful table and beautiful window. These can become shelves if you want them. I kind of just like them as shoulder room. That's kind of why I put them in there. But if it's not needed, they could be shelves or display cases or picture frames or whatever else you might think. Underneath here, if you remove this pole, is a whole bunch of storage as well. Obviously, things are unfinished. That's kind of the whole point. And then this, the one hand might be hard to show you. I'll just give you a sense. Flips over after this flips down and becomes one long bench. It's a very easy system when you have two hands and everything is finished. But I'm sure you get the concept. Alright, and this folds down like I said, but that's easier with two hands too. Alright, now we're back here, and this is one of the biggest options. This is a thing that kind of got me in the direction of thinking, oh, maybe I should just wait till somebody is going to buy it so I can build it for them. Because it could be a really, really good closet or a really, really cool desk. Personally, I hope it's a desk, but you might not need a desk. So you can decide. Also, if there's something else that you can think of that this will be a good space for, we can do that too. It's a huge space. It goes all the way indented. There can be doors that open or flip up or fold down, or it could just be left like that. 1,000,001 things you can do with that kind of space. So let me know what you think you might want. Over here is a bit of a, I'm calling it like a coffee corner or a smoothie nook. We got a bunch of storage with the countertop, a 120 volt plug, and then some USB ports here. So if you want to have your little coffee maker set up, your little smoothie maker, or a bit of a charging station, anything like that, and then some storage up here, and you might be like, that looks cool, but how the hell am I going to get anything in there? Don't worry, I've thought of that. How cool. I'm very pumped on that. But yes, storage up there as well. Over here is the rest of the kitchen, and this also is lots of options. So it is a giant sink, which is very cool, which comes down into these compartments, and you can choose what water tanks you want. If you want a really big water tank, because you think that's going to be better for you, we can put really big water tanks in. They could go underneath, or they could just go in the garage so you don't have to deal with exterior tanks. And then that would determine how we might build the garage. If you want small tanks, which is what I do, I have 2 8-gallon tanks because it's simple and it's easy. I can carry, dump, and fill them anywhere. And for me, that's what's best. We can do that too. This is built to fit those 2 tanks. But if you want to do bigger tanks, we can do that as well. I've already purchased all the things that are needed. It all comes with it. It's just a choice. This is a Stay Quiet water pump, which should be pretty cool. And that's other stuff to put it all together. This is a fridge. It's the same one I have. It's an Alpi-Cool. It's 45 quarts. You can crank it up so that that side is a freezer. It works really well for me. I really like it, and I put it in here. Whether it's in here or on a drawer slide up here is up to you. It could slide out and be its own separate ottoman that can float around all over the place, or it can be more of a permanent thing. And then up here, I have this stove for it, which was my initial idea, but with this type of kitchen that gets this big, because look, if you wanted to, we could leave this counter this big and not make any cuts, and this goes this big, and then this counter can flip up this way or flip up this way depending on what we do in there, and you have a giant L kitchen. And if you have that kind of kitchen, you might want an oven, right? So I'm leaving this all open So if you want an oven, you can purchase the oven and I will put it in for you. Otherwise, I will just add this 2-burner stove, which I know works great and I'm a big fan of. And then that will determine what type of drawers we do, what type of trash can sliders, or if that's a little pantry, because your water tanks are back there, so this can be the trash cans, yada yada yada. It can go 1,000 different ways, but whatever it is, it will be sweet. I have this little medicine cabinet here that can be built to hold your toothbrushes and bottles and that kind of stuff. And then a beautiful windowsill, which can give you such a beautiful view while you're cooking all your wonderful food. Freaking stellar. There's also a big old shelf above the door there. You can see all that. This table can be built for you right now. It's just a little drawer. There could be multiple little drawers. If you want to leave that space for shoes, we can. And then depending on what goes on in here, there can be cubbies that are accessible from this side. So you have cubbies and like a charging station. I'll show some pictures of what mine looks like. And that can become whatever is best. Alright, moving to the back now is the bed. This bed is 6 foot long in between the nooks and 4 foot wide, which is a pretty sizable bed. If you really wanted to, we can make it bigger. I don't think you need to, but hey, that's going to be up to you. There's reading lights on both sides. So depending on if you're on a slant and you want to sleep the other direction, or you just have a preference, there are chargers and reading lights on both sides. This is a phone holder to hold your phone while you're watching your movies at night. And then the ceiling is beautiful. There's underglow lights. The ivy is real cool. That is a max air fan above the bed. And then there's one over here too. So you can pull air out with that. In with this, it makes a whole draft. This window opens, that window opens. I have rain guards on these windows so those can stay open, and you can get all sorts of air moving all up in this thing. Alright, yes, another option and another option. So this all kind of determines what you want to do with all the space, but if this is a desk, you might want that to be a bunch of drawers for all your clothes. But if that is a closet, it might not have to be that. Or if you have a dog and you want to make that a dog house or a cat house, go cats, we can make that. And they can have a whole space back there underneath the bed and make it really cute. And that will determine which way the counter can fold and that kind of stuff. And then if you have your clothes in here or in here, then that shelf can just be a bookshelf. If you really love to read, that can just be stacked up with books. But if we got to put your clothes there because this and this are something else, then we can make that clothes storage. Or if it's just general storage for something else, or you own something that would fit really well in that space, there can be lips, there can be faces, whatever we want. It can even go into that wall. Just another option. So that shelf can be any sort of shelf. That space can be drawers or steps or doggy doors, anything like that. Could even be a big door that opens to a big old pantry. And then this can be a desk or a closet and that kind of stuff. And all of those are going to kind of have to work together to fit all your needs in the best way that it can for you. And then same with the kitchen, this all gets filled out. And by the time you're living in it, it is money. Let me go give you a quick look of the garage. Get a sense of this space because it is huge. Boom, boom. So that goes all the way up, and this goes all the way back. And depending on what you have and what you do, we can make it work best for that. The van is going to come with a diesel heater. This is the upgraded diesel Chinese heater. It will have Bluetooth and all that kind of cool stuff. Should work really, really well. And this is a stay quiet pump, so you're not listening to a ticking noise all the time. Again, I went with years with the ticking noise, and now you don't have to. It also comes with Go Treads. These are recovery traction tool devices. I don't know. I use them. They work really well for me. You get them. There will be powered plugs back here depending on how we build this, so that you can charge your things and have an air inflator and cool lights and all that kind of stuff. And then that diesel heater can get installed in different places depending on how we want to build this for you. Same with your propane and possibly water tanks if you want to put water tanks back here, or a doghouse, or if there's drawers coming back there. Lots of open space, lots of options. This is how it looks like from back here. You can imagine what sleeping in it will feel like. There is windows on both of the back doors. And this goes all the way through. Alright, now I'm going to tell you all the other options and upgrades and the gear that it comes with. I'm sure this is getting long. I appreciate you sticking with it, but I'm trying to make it detailed. All the details will be in a document in the description here and on the posting and all of that if you just want to check that out. But if not, stick around and we'll get to it. Alright, and then for some more options and upgrades, we already talked about the roof deck, but I kind of should have started this in the beginning. You get to pick the color. I was going to paint it, but what if I painted it blue and you liked yellow? And then you've been like, damn, I wish you would have just painted it yellow. If you are worried about my painting prowess, this is my van. And she's sweet. So I would love to do something sweet on this, but I would like it to be what you like as well. There can be designs and runners and all that kind of stuff. Make it something so when you look at it, you go, God damn, do I really live in that thing? Because that's kind of what I do. All right. Yeah, so then you pick this color, and then we know what color to make the cushions, right? We'll make cushions to match, or add trim to match. This will get wrapped in a fabric, so it's waterproof and stuff, and that can all match. And it'll all go with this color, and then all the details get filled in once those kind of choices are made. I already talked about the roof deck and solar. Those are optional and upgradable. If you want the whole thing added on, that can be a different price. All those details are going to be in the description. Other options are the knobs and the hooks and stuff, all the hardware. You get a pick. We can go shopping, you can look them up and tell me which ones you like, but all the door faces, all the hooks and all of that kind of stuff that go in and fill everything out, you can get a say on so that they're your favorite, or you can just trust me. But why not pick, right? And some more things it's going to come with is 2 of these fans. They're my absolute favorite. They have lithium batteries. The charge lasts all night, and they have little clips on them that can clip anywhere. 2 freshy, beautiful fans. They really do rock. This is the faucet for the sink, and you can decide if it goes in this corner because that'll look good aesthetically, or over here because you would like the option to open this window and stick it outside and have a bit of a camp shower. So that will be decided. It's also going to come with a set of hardcore lights. These are my favorite gear lights. They are magnetic. They have a strap. They do different colors and brightnesses. They're the best. I use them all the time in my van life, so now you can too. Another quick thing is going to be the keys. These are my keys. I have a flashlight and a penknife and a cool hook. The key that comes with this van will have all this cool stuff because that's how I like it. And yeah, now we can get to the front of everything. It will come with a scan reader, not that one, a better one, a iCar Soft Pro MB2. It's the best one you can get with this. It'll be programmed to read this engine already for you. I will do all that, so you'll just be set to go. This is a seat heater, a heated seat thing that goes over. I use it in my van. It's great. I love it. Now your bum will be just as warm as mine. It has a upgraded radio that connects to Bluetooth and does the whole phone talkie thingy, and upgraded speakers that sound really, really good, as well as a front-facing cam and rear-facing camera. What do they call those? Dash cameras. And then a reverse cam as well. This turns into a touchscreen, and you can swipe it to in between different things. It's super, super cool. You'll be able to see behind you, and it will have a full set of dash cams. Like I said earlier, these WeatherTech rain guards are added, and there's turf on the floor. Everything in here is clean. It has a full set of, I don't know what those are called, where the air comes out. None of them are broken, which never happens on these. It has all the power options, power windows, power mirrors, auto locks on the keys, cruise control, all of that good stuff. The windshield will be replaced. As you can see, it is cracked. But no sense fixing it so that it can break again before you get it. Might as well make sure you're set up with a freshie. As far as the engine and all of that goes, it's all in very good shape and not terribly rusty. It 100% has rust. I will not lie to you. I will show you all of it. I've taken care of some of it that was more immediate to stop it from spreading, but it definitely does have some rust in here. But nothing is rotted. The bottom is all solid. Everything in here is all solid. There's no black death. The oil cap doesn't rattle when it's on. The air filters are all new. The oil's all changed and fresh. All that good kind of stuff. Some rust on the window here. If I'm getting this windshield replaced, I will probably fix that rust before it goes on because the glass is already off. But we can discuss that and figure that out. That is not that important of a detail. It has new tires on it that have thick treads. They are Michelin AGLS Cross Climates. They're nice tires. They're real good. They're in real good shape. And then I would say I would crawl under to show you all the other stuff, but honestly, it's really hot. So I'm gonna take pictures of all that rust underneath. I might take a separate video. I'll include that separately in the document. But all those pictures, all those details are gonna be over there to check those out. I'm really excited about this build and hopefully finding a buyer that we can really make something cool happen. If I don't find a buyer in a reasonable amount of time to make it work for me, I'm just gonna finish it to what I think is best. But I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. I wanna give the opportunity for somebody to maximize this build for them so that they can absolutely crush it. It's really, really cool. All right, anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for looking. I hope you're interested. If you are, feel free to reach out on Instagram or Facebook Messenger through that link. If you have questions, please check the document first. I will put every detail that I can imagine in there, very clear and concise. And then if you have questions, please ask me. And if you think you're seriously interested and kind of want to get a better idea of what it might look like, we can get in contact and see how it goes. Thanks for watching. I hope you're doing well, truthfully. Everything out here is just beautiful and the sun is shining. And I feel very lucky and blessed to have these opportunities to provide this kind of stuff in this type of world. So if you're interested, let me know and have a good day. Bye.